Hey guys, Eternal Phoenix here. So today I want to discuss Bakugo and Todoroki from My Hero Academia, their personality and how they've changed, their powers, their current place in the series, and what I think the future holds for them. Now, keep in mind this is from an anime-only perspective. I'm sure I could read ahead and how far they've come manga-wise, and while I have read the manga, I have not read past what the current season has showed from what's recently aired. One, because honestly, I just haven't had the time to lately, and two, because when doing videos like this, it puts me on a level playing field with people who only watch the anime. Now, that's not to say that I won't be making any manga chapter reviews in the future, but for now, let's see how this goes. So for starters, Bakugo has come a long way character development wise, and being that he is basically a secondary protagonist, that makes sense. Especially as the first and main rival for Deku, we've seen him go from a self-centered hot-headed teenager / hero in training to a lot less self-centered, well-rounded rival. His quirk fits his personality perfectly. His abilities, like Todoroki, are on a pro level, and his powers, if he uses them efficiently, which given how he designed his hero suit, that shouldn't be an issue. Although in the beginning he was more wild and instinctive with his powers, it's only later when they try to create a special technique that his tactiveness and intellect really shows, especially when he realizes the flaws in his combat style and creates a more focused long-range attack. And on that note, it's good that they developed him more mentally and emotionally, instead of just making him like a stereotypical character with a superiority complex, who stays that way for the whole series. And honestly, we can thank Deku for that. As much as Bakugo may hate it, his experiences with Deku have made him push himself harder as a person and as a hero. Deku saving him in the beginning of the series comes full circle when he is captured by the villains, but he doesn't want his newfound friends to be hurt. Seeing Deku unleash his powers that he got from All Might and his newfound abilities, like at the tournament, gives him a bit of a reality check that Deku isn't just some weak kid who used to follow him around and look up to him when they were younger. And not passing his exam for the hero license definitely humbled him as a person, but the most influential thing that had been eating away at him was him blaming himself for the death of All Might. And just to clarify, I mean All Might as an idea. While leaving with the villains protected his friends from further harm, it also led to the fall of the symbol of peace and his favorite hero, which hits him a lot harder than just seeing Deku succeed. But it's because of that, at their second major confrontation with Deku, that he fought as hard as he did. It was like he was trying to prove to himself that he wasn't weak, when in reality his mindset is really what was holding him back in the end. It also showed Deku and All Might just how passionate he is and how he pressures himself behind all of the pride and confidence that he shows. This is what humanizes him as a character. And moving forward shows potential for his change and becoming a better hero, and a match for Deku. Because his pride won't let Deku beat him, but it also won't let him accept Deku as a proper rival if Deku shows weakness, which is the dynamic that really pushes them both forward. So moving on to Todoroki, being the son of the number 2 hero comes with a heavy weight to bear, and given how Endeavor was as a parent, perfection is what's expected from him, but it's not really who Todoroki is. He can falter just like anyone else, and in the beginning of the series, he was and still is a powerhouse. He was basically the Sasuke of the class, strong and intelligent, but he always had a cold expression, no pun intended. But in Todoroki's case, it wasn't more of a mental block of feeling weak, but more of a conscious choice to not use his fire inherited by his father, and that he could be a strong hero using just his ice alone, similar to how he didn't care for assistance from his fellow classmates or feel a need to make friends. But as time went on, he realized that he could be different. Honestly, he was more like his father back then than he realized at that time. But similar to Bakugo, his experiences at UA and his interactions with Deku and his other friends helped him break the bonds of his burden. Not to say that he didn't resent his father still, but to move forward and not let his past hold him back from his full potential, as seen during the fight with Deku at the tournament. In the end, he resolved himself to do better and to be better, but to do it in a different way, accepting both his fire and ice abilities, overall making him a better person and hero. And not passing his exam for the hero license was just the final nail in the coffin. With Endeavor as the new #1 hero, things have changed a bit in Todoroki's family dynamic. His father's trying to change from the brooding hero that he used to be to a hero that everyone can look up to. A hero and a father that Todoroki can be proud of and look up to. And based off of the final episode of this season, I can see their relationship getting better. Not complete forgiveness, but him acknowledging his father's efforts to redeem himself in Todoroki and his family's eyes, which may light a fire in Todoroki to match his father's efforts as a hero in training and on their path to forgiveness. So, all in all, Bakugo and Todoroki have come a long way. Although I felt like they had taken a backseat to all the action during the arc with Overhaul, they did have relevant roles in the recent seasons, so this was a good opportunity to shed light on some of the other characters in the class that didn't seem as relevant. Now, I won't say they were irrelevant, but the ones that you could actually see being a main character. Because like when I first started watching the show, one of the things I realized early on is that everybody in their class felt like they could be a main character, except for maybe Mineta, or is it Mineta? Well, anyway, I don't really think I could see him as a main character unless it was in a harem anime, but you get the picture. It really shed the light on the other characters and what they could do and how far they've come with their training, and instead of focusing solely on Deku and All Might. Because again, this is basically like an autobiography retelling of how Deku became the greatest hero. So it's really good that they were able to show off all the other characters and what they could do and how they pitched in during the arc with Overhaul and Saving Eerie. But that aside, in my opinion, along with Deku, Todoroki and Bakugo make up the big three of their class. So I expect to see more out of all three of them. And this season to come anyway, these were my thoughts. I'd love to see yours in the comments. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Eternal Phoenix, signing out.